Woke up this morning, same ache in my chest. Put one foot forward, trying my best. They say that every single step I take is a piece of the progress, for goodness sake. But the mileage is endless, the horizon's gray. Feels like I'm walking the same damn way, through the fields of memory, past the ghost of you, wondering how I'm supposed to see this through. It's the long road to healing, full of potholes and pain, washing the dust off in a sudden rain. Every mile marker is a tear I've cried, with no easy answer and nowhere to hide. From the hurt that lingers, from the love that died, it's a long, long road stretching out ahead, trying to rebuild the life that we had. I threw out the pictures a month ago today, thought that would help push the pain away. But the frames are empty, the space is bare, a silent reminder that you're no longer there. I talk to a therapist, I call up my friends. They tell me this sadness eventually ends, but eventually feels like an eternity, and ends feels like a distant fantasy. It's the long road to healing, full of potholes and pain, washing the dust off in a sudden rain. Every mile marker is a tear I've cried, with no easy answer and nowhere to hide. From the hurt that lingers, from the love that died, yeah, it's a long, long road stretching out ahead, trying to rebuild the life that we had. Sometimes I stumble, sometimes I fall down, sometimes I just stop and stare at the ground, and I let myself break for a moment or two, 'cause this journey's lonely without you. But the sun still rises, I still draw a breath. It's a slow transition, a kind of death and rebirth. It's the long road to healing, full of potholes and pain, washing the dust off in a sudden rain. Every mile marker is a tear I've cried, with no easy answer and nowhere to hide. From the hurt that lingers, from the love that died, it's a long, long road stretching out ahead, trying to rebuild the life that we had. The long road, no map, no guide, Just the quiet strength I hold inside. One step then another, I'll get there soon. Underneath this lonely moon, the long road to healing, our responses may include mistakes. Learn more. Sunrise breaks like a broken glass. Another morning I gotta make last. Coffee's brewing, a single cup. Can't pretend that I'm getting back up. Silence stretches, fills every crack. There's no turning the hands of the clock back. The world outside is buzzing and alive, but in here I'm barely built to survive. 'Cause the phone is quiet, the doorbell's still, just my own heartbeat climbing up the hill. The echoes faded of all that we knew, the happy ever after that never came true. The air is empty, a hollow space. There isn't a single familiar trace of a voice that loves me, a voice that cares. Nobody's calling my name up the stairs. Grocery store, I walk the lonely aisles. Fake a little energy, fake a few smiles. See old friends laughing, holding hands so tight. They ask how I am, I say I'm alright. But when the evening comes and the sun goes down, I'm the saddest person in this whole town. No hey, how was your day when I opened the door? Just the shadow of a life that isn't anymore. 'Cause the phone is quiet, the doorbell's still, just my own heartbeat climbing up the hill. The echoes faded of all that we knew, the happy ever after that never came true. The air is empty, a hollow space. There isn't a single familiar trace of a voice that loves me, a voice that cares. Nobody's calling my name up the stairs. Sometimes I whisper just to break the spell, a lonely sound in this self-created hell. I know I push people, I know I retreat, but the thought of moving on still feels like defeat. I'm stuck right here where the last call came, right before the silence became so tame. 'Cause the phone is quiet, the doorbell's still, just my own heartbeat climbing up the hill. The echoes faded of all that we knew, the happy ever after that never came true. The air is empty, a hollow space. There isn't a single familiar trace house, the quiet of the town. Nobody's calling my name. We're a match struck in a stormy sky, a sudden fire with no reason why. The kind of heat you can't anticipate, too bright to cherish, too fast to hate. We lit up the darkness, felt so alive. I thought we had a love that would survive, but the embers always cool, the flame retires, and nothing left now but these cold dead fires. It was a love that burned and disappeared, so fiercely hot but gone, just as we feared. A flash of light across an endless night. Now I'm just searching for a steady light, from sudden sparks to ashes in the air. A brilliant, beautiful, tragic affair. It came like a wildfire, untamed and free, and took every single part of you and me. The smoke still lingers in my lonely room, a scent of passion turning into doom. I try to breathe deep, try to clear my head, but I keep hearing everything you said. The promises made in that burning glow, the very first lies I didn't want to know. We fueled the fire with everything we had, the best of times and the worst, most sad. It was a love that burned and disappeared, so fiercely hot but gone, just as we feared. A flash of light across an endless night. Now I'm just searching for a steady light, from sudden sparks to ashes in the air. A brilliant, beautiful, tragic affair. It came like a wildfire, untamed and free, and took every single part of you and me. They warned us we were moving way too fast, that something this intense could never last. But we were blinded by the golden heat, a perfect story doomed to face defeat. Now I stand alone in the charred remains, washing away the ash in the pouring rain. It was a love that burned and disappeared, so fiercely hot but gone, just as we feared. A flash of light across an endless night. Now I'm just searching for a steady light, from sudden sparks to ashes in the air. A brilliant, beautiful, tragic affair. It came like a wildfire, untamed and free, and took every single part of you and me. Burned and disappeared, just like that. Left me stranded where our future sat. Nothing left but the memory of the light, gone in the night, disappeared. Packed up the pictures, sealed the box with tape. Tried to erase you, planned my great escape. But every street sign has your name attached. 1,000 memories, perfectly matched. I cleaned the closet, made the space my own. Learned how to sleep here in this bed alone. They say that time heals, that the ache will fade, but nobody mentioned the price that's paid. 'Cause moving on tastes bitter on my tongue, a lonely anthem to a song half sung. It's an empty victory, a hollow sound of picking myself up off the ground. I'm walking forward, yeah, the path is clear, but every single step confirms you're not here. And freedom just feels like a darker kind of blue. 'Cause moving on means moving on from you. Met someone new last night, they made me smile. I almost felt happy for a little while. Then I caught my reflection in the bar lights gleam, and saw how easy it was to break my dream. I guess that's progress, that I can pretend that this is a chapter and not the end. But the ghost of your laughter still fills the room, pulling me back into the beautiful gloom. 'Cause moving on tastes bitter on my tongue, a lonely anthem to a song half sung. It's an empty victory, a hollow sound of picking myself up off the ground. I'm walking forward, yeah, the path is clear, but every single step confirms you're not here. And freedom just feels like a darker kind of blue. 'Cause moving on means moving on from you. They say you have to let go of the past, but how do you let go of something built to last? It's not just forgetting, it's a constant fight between what was easy and what feels right. I'm doing fine, I tell them when they ask. It's just that moving on is a hell of a task. 'Cause moving on tastes bitter on my tongue, a lonely anthem to a song half sung. It's an empty victory, a hollow sound of picking myself up off the ground. I'm walking forward, yeah, the path is clear, but every single step confirms you're not here. And freedom just feels like a darker kind of blue. 'Cause moving on means moving on from you. Moving on, it leaves a permanent scar. It's just me now, wherever you are. It tastes so bitter, it tastes so wrong, but the world keeps spinning. I have to be strong. Our responses may include mistakes. Learn more. Street lights bleed through my window pane, a silent film of an endless rain. This empty room is a ghost of you, haunted by the things we used to do. I trace the lines on our unmade bed, every single word we left unsaid. The clock ticks loud, it marks the time when your hand in mine felt less like a crime. And the faded whispers on a cold night, all that's left of a dying light, just echoes now in the frozen air. A broken promise, a silent prayer. My heart's a wreck on a lonely shore, washing up the love we can't restore. Just whispers now, fading out of sight on this cold, cold night. Your old sweater's hanging on the chair, still smells like winter in your hair. I should just toss, let it go, but it's the only warmth that I still know. I close my eyes and I see your face, then wake up crying in this empty space. A bittersweet memory, a cruel, cruel lie of tearing the last of us apart. And the faded whispers on a cold night, all that's left of our dying light, just echoes now in the frozen air. A broken promise, a silent prayer. My heart's a wreck on a lonely shore, washing up the love we can't restore. Just whispers now, fading out of sight on this cold, cold night. Maybe someday the dawn will break and heal the pieces of this mistake, but tonight the darkness feels too deep, and the promises we couldn't keep are all I have to hold on to, the only truth I've ever knew. And the faded whispers on a cold night are all that's left of our dying light, just echoes now in the frozen air. A broken promise, a silent prayer. My heart's a wreck on a lonely shore, washing up the love we can't restore. Just whispers now, fading out of sight on this cold, cold night. Faded whispers drifting by, underneath a starless sky. A cold, cold night. Goodbye.